Welcome to a new update. Today, in a short update, we are going to discuss about the altcoins which are moving. We are going to discuss the markets as Bitcoin is currently having a corrective week. We tried to make the high, however, we got a pullback entirely, but we're going to focus on altcoins mostly in this update. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also check out our sponsor of this video, which is Bitfavo, where you can trade more than 200 altcoins on the easiest and smoothest to use broker and exchange in Europe. I'm using Bitfavo for my DCA investments for altcoins. You can stake it over there as well. It's very easy, and it's also my gateway for fiat to crypto, where I can transfer funds from my bank account into crypto and vice versa. Now, when we're looking at the markets, we are going to have a slight overview, which is that Bitcoin is currently still consolidating. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a case where Bitcoin had to hold above the 200-week EMA. This we actually did, so that's a good sign. We've had a test at the range high 31k. Since then, basically since June, we are down only, and it looks like we are going to reverse that trend quite fast, which means that in the previous weeks we have been anticipating a potential breakdown, which as a matter of fact we have done last week by testing 24.9, and as a response we bounced back up towards even 27.5k, which is the highest number which we have seen in the past month. So if this is going to stay there for now, and the next week we are not going to drop beneath 25.5k, everything is quite clear. And then we're going to face the next perspective of the markets, which is that we are facing October, which is usually, or Q4 is usually a great period to have or to trade altcoins, which means that if Bitcoin is able to not crash beneath the 200-week EMA, I think the odds are significant that we start the trend to the upside. Now, when we're looking at the total market cap, we can have an answer that we still need to face the 200-week EMA. So in an answer for Bitcoin, we can say that we are into a crucial support area, but in the answer for the total market cap, we still need to break through the 200-week EMA to actually make sure that the uptrend starts to become there, because if you look at the previous breakthroughs, this has been showing strength. Now, if we are able to break through the 200-week EMA on the total market cap, it seems very likely that we're going to continue pursuing that towards a new high, and that we can start a trend which we have been anticipating similarly since January of 2023. And now I'm switching back towards the price action of Bitcoin, which is looking quite comparable to the price action which we have witnessed in that period. So here we've witnessed a case of downwards trend, bullish divergence to be created, a test at the highs and taking out all the liquidity, downwards fall, consolidation, and from there we started up only. In this case, we've also got a massive bullish divergence. We've taken the liquidity up the highs here, to which it seems very likely that we're going to have a test at 26k, start to consolidate, and from there we start to have an upwards trend, which most likely is going to push us towards these highs or above these highs, and maybe we're going to have a push towards the area which we are facing here, 37.5 to 40k. So all in all, if you look at the Bitcoin perspective, we've taken out the low, we've taken out the highs, and it seems likely that we're going to test 26k to 25.8k before we are going to continue, which means that buying the dips on those altcoins is not a bad strategy to do so. When we're looking at the altcoin market cap, we can still make sure that we are into a trend that is not looking too great. So at this point, we have been down only since April. We have been up only since December until April. And since then, we started to trend downwards for the past 6 months. We are on the edge of having that reversal here, as we still have this massive weekly bullish divergence. And additionally, we are facing this crucial support zone on a weekly time frame that we're still tapping into. Now, when we're looking at altcoins, some of them start to wake up nicely, and one of them is Chainlink, which has seen a deviation, rally towards the range high, crashed all the way back down, tests the range low, which is currently holding as support. And now we are facing a case of being in between the trend, which means that most likely, as the case it is right now, we are having an upwards trend, which means buying the dips makes a lot of sense. In this case, we have been breaking through the resistance at 640. So if 640 holds as support, we most likely are going to have a continuation towards $8.50 to $9 on this one. And in the case of having an upwards trend to be started, you clearly want to buy the dips overall on the altcoins. Now this one broke out. There are still a few more altcoins that are likely to start breaking out in the coming period too, which is we've got this massive bullish divergence on Anchor, right? We've got this low here too, and we are currently testing the crucial resistance zone, which is again very comparable to this period, where if we start to break through it, it is reasonable to suspect that we rally all the way towards 2.8 cents. Very comparable price action to what we have witnessed in January. In this case, we also managed to have a low like we did here. We started to fall beneath and we started to push upwards in the case that once you start to break through, this is going to be the move next. So then we're most likely going to see a move towards the highs that we are witnessing here, which is already a substantial move to the upside. More altcoins are comparable in their price action, through which we can also argue that CFX is doing this, which means that CFX, if we are going to break the highs at 13 cents, is going to provide us a case of having a strength or move of strength towards 18 towards 19 cents. So there are more and more altcoins which are looking like they want to break out in the upcoming period and therefore can start granting potential trading opportunities. Make sure to hit the like button and I'll be back on Tuesday with a new update.